Every child who grew up in Black Creek, Tennessee, heard the same warning before bed. If you hear someone whistling outside after dark, don't answer. Don't whistle back. Don't call out. Don't even look through the window. Most people assumed it was just another old mountain superstition, until the summer of 1998, when a 17-year-old boy ignored the warning. He answered the whistle. By sunrise, he was gone, and the only thing left behind were his muddy footprints leading into the woods, with no footprints ever coming back. Black Creek isn't the kind of town you accidentally visit. It's tucked deep inside the Appalachian Mountains, surrounded by thick forests and winding roads that disappear into endless hills. The population barely reaches 600. Everyone knows everyone. Doors stay unlocked. People wave as they pass. And nearly every family has lived there for generations. Because of that, stories survive longer than people do.
One story was older than anyone could remember. Parents repeated it to children. Grandparents whispered it during thunderstorms. Hunters mentioned it quietly around campfires. Never answer a whistle after dark. Nobody explained why. They simply expected everyone to obey. In July of 1998, journalist Rachel Monroe arrived in town. She had been assigned to write about disappearing mountain communities. She wasn't interested in ghost stories. She wanted interviews, photographs, local history. But during her first evening, she noticed something unusual. As the sun dipped behind the ridges, every porch emptied. Children stopped playing. Shop owners locked their doors early. Even conversations outside came to an abrupt end. An old mechanic named Harold noticed Rachel watching. He smiled nervously. "You should head inside." Rachel laughed. "It's only sunset."
Harold's expression didn't change. "It won't be in a few minutes." That night she stayed at a small bed and breakfast owned by a widow named Eleanor. The house sat near the edge of town. Dense woods began only 50 yards behind it. Just after midnight, Rachel woke. She wasn't sure why. The room was completely silent. Then she heard it. A single whistle. Soft. Clear. Coming from somewhere inside the trees. 3 notes. Slow. Almost melodic. She sat upright. Another whistle followed. This time closer. She walked towards the window. Before pulling back the curtain, Eleanor suddenly knocked on her bedroom door. Her voice was barely above a whisper. "Don't." Rachel froze. The whistle came again, then stopped. Neither woman spoke for nearly 5 minutes. The next morning, Rachel asked what happened. Eleanor refused to answer. Instead, she quietly changed the subject.
Rachel spent the following days interviewing older residents. Nearly everyone had heard the whistles. Few admitted hearing them recently. Nobody claimed to know who or what made them. One retired mail carrier finally opened up. "When I was 9, I whistled back." Rachel leaned forward. "What happened?" The old man stared into his coffee. "I heard somebody whistle behind me." He paused. "I was standing against a brick wall." Most outsiders dismissed the story. Teenagers occasionally mocked it. One of them was 17-year-old Tyler Brooks. Tyler had grown up in Black Creek. Unlike his parents, he believed the legend existed only to keep kids from wandering into dangerous forests. One Friday night, Tyler and 2 friends sat outside an abandoned grain warehouse. Someone joked about the whistles. Tyler laughed. If I hear one, I'll whistle louder. Minutes later, they all heard it. 3 slow notes drifting through the darkness. His friends immediately stood up. One quietly muttered, "We should go." Tyler smirked,
Placed 2 fingers in his mouth, and answered. The echo rolled across the valley. Nothing happened for almost 30 seconds. Then another whistle answered. Only this one came from much closer. His friends ran. Tyler followed. But according to them, they heard a 4th whistle directly behind him, as though someone was running only a few feet away. The next morning, Tyler's parents reported him missing. The sheriff organized the largest search in county history. Volunteers combed miles of forest. Tracking dogs found Tyler's scent leading north. Then suddenly, it vanished. No blood, no torn clothing, no signs of struggle. Just muddy footprints ending beside a creek. Rachel covered the investigation. She interviewed search crews every day. Most believed Tyler had become lost, until one discovery changed everything. An elderly volunteer found an old journal inside an abandoned cabin. The pages dated back to 1931. One passage read, "The whistles returned last night. Thomas answered them. Mama cried until morning. They found his boots near the river." County archives revealed similar disappearances. 1948, 1949, 1950. Every case involved someone last heard answering whistles after sunset. The pattern stretched back over 70 years, possibly longer. Yet none of the reports reached national attention. Most had simply been listed as missing persons. Rachel returned to Eleanor's house. This time the widow finally spoke. "When my brother disappeared in 1956, he answered a whistle outside our barn." Rachel asked what the whistles belonged to. Eleanor looked toward the mountains. "My grandmother said they don't call to strangers. They call using voices they've already learned." Rachel frowned. "What does that mean?" Eleanor whispered, "They practice." 3 nights later, Rachel decided to stay awake. Camera ready, recorder running. She wanted proof. At 1:17 a.m., the whistle returned. 3 notes, closer than before. Her recorder captured everything. She stepped onto the porch. The forest looked empty. Then she heard something impossible. A familiar voice. It sounded exactly like Tyler Brooks. Very softly. "Rachel."
She stopped moving. Another voice followed. This time, it sounded like Eleanor. Then Harold. Then someone laughing. Different voices. Perfectly copied. All drifting between the trees. Rachel backed toward the house. Her recorder slipped from her hand. When she replayed the tape the next morning, the whistles were there, but the voices weren't. Only silence. Local police dismissed the incident. Weeks later, Tyler's case went cold. Rachel eventually left Black Creek. She never returned. Years afterward, while organizing old recordings, she noticed something she had somehow missed. Hidden beneath the whistles was a faint sound. Children laughing, very far away.
as if dozens of them were deep inside the woods.
Today, if you drive through Black Creek after sunset, you'll notice something unusual. The streets empty. Porches go dark. Windows close. Not because anyone has seen what makes the whistles, but because every family remembers someone who disappeared after answering them. And even now, if the wind is still enough, locals claim you can hear 3 slow notes drifting through the trees. They never whistle back. Because in Black Creek, the most terrifying thing isn't hearing something call your name. It's hearing it in your own voice.